Let's talk then about some research I did on calling out executives or selling at the executive level. And I started this about 10 years ago in conjunction originally with Hewlett-Packard. And at the time, this is back in 1995, Hewlett-Packard first coined the term trusted advisor. Now you see it everywhere. But they were trying to get their salespeople perceived as trusted advisors to the executives that they were calling on. So the first question we had to ask in this research that we were doing was SellXL level executives. And by the way, that included no purchasing or procurement executives. These were people like chief financial officers, chief marketing officers, chief information officers, division presidents, CEOs in some cases. We asked them, when and why did you get involved in the decision for major purchases? What has to happen in meetings with salespeople for you to feel it was effective? How do salespeople establish trust and credibility with you, thereby getting return access? And lastly, what were you looking for in strategic relationships with suppliers? And you know, when we first started this, and we did a number of surveys, 1995, 1999, 2003, we did a follow-up one. And I sat in on some of the original surveys. And we used MBA students from the University of North Carolina and then later from Georgia State University right here in Atlanta. And the first series of interviews we actually did with the CIO of Hewlett-Packard. And I accompanied the MBA student on the interview. And this was face-to-face, by the way, or telephone. We didn't send out a questionnaire and let some secretary or administrative assistant complete the survey. This was either face-to-face or on the telephone. And that face-to-face interview, we were out in California, and I remember asking the executive, after we were finished with all the formal questions, I said, now Jim, tell me why an executive at your level would be willing to meet with a salesperson. And I never forgot his answer. He said to me, Steve, because salespeople can often give me advice, information, and answers to problems that are within my own organization that even people that are employed by us can't develop. Because in many cases, salespeople have seen some of these problems before and have solved them. I want the benefit of that experience. So that's how powerful the CIO of Hewlett-Packard thought salespeople were. Right? So let's